morning, students. Today we shall be studying about the third chapter, which you can all see on your mobile screen, The Little Girl. Now, before we begin reading this chapter, I would like all of you to know that the writer Catherine Mansfield would like to tell us that there is a very special bond of love between every parent and child. Now, boys and girls, many a time, children, when they are very young, they always feel that their parents are very strict with them. They are always pinpointing the children for every small thing that they do at home. Many a time, children get annoyed with their parents and they just do not like the behavior and attitude of the parents when they are very strict towards them. But, dear children, whenever parents are strict, beneath this strictness, there is a hidden love, concern, which is very beneficial for every child in the future. So, boys and girls, even now at this age, since you're all in ninth, there may be many parents, or almost all of you must be facing this situation where your parents keep shouting at you for every little thing they point out, and you just do not like it. The reason is that you are still not matured. You are too young to understand why your parents are shouting at you or pinpointing every mistake that you make. Now, boys and girls, before you read this chapter, let's see the 2 points which are given on your screen. Do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? So, boys and girls, most of you at this age now, you're quite understanding. Now you understand that when you were younger to what you are now, your parents used to scold you, and many of you do not like that. But since now you have grown up, many of you understand that there is a love beneath that strictness. Perhaps you know now, understand the reason for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. So, all those actions or whatever acts they have done made you aggravated, upset you, but now you understand. This story about a little girl whose feelings for a father change from fear to understanding will probably find an echo in every home. Now, boys and girls, in this chapter, The Little Girl, chapter number 3, we are going to be reading about a girl, Kezia. And this girl is very afraid of her father. And later on, she finds out that her father is not strict with her just for no reason. She understands her father better and things get better. Here in this line you will find out, will probably find an echo in every home. This line means that such a situation you will find in every house where there are small children and parents keep on scolding them, shouting at them for everything that they do. So, guys, this was just an introduction for the chapter 3, The Little Girl. Now we'll continue with our first para. Okay? So, here we are, boys and girls, with the first paragraph. To the little girl, he, means father, was a figure to be feared and avoided. So, here, a figure to be feared means her father, huge and big, a person whom she was very scared of, and she always avoided to be very close to him. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with, "Goodbye, father." So, what happens every morning when a father used to go for his job? He used to just walk in and give her a kiss. A casual kiss basically means a daily routine. It was in his habit that he would just come and show his love to his little daughter, and then she would say, "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. So, what happens? Now, the girl said goodbye, then the father goes. As soon as she could hear that carriage, carriage is basically uh, a vehicle which is drawn or pulled up by horses. So during that time, people used to, they never had cars and buses and bikes and all that. So they had this carriages, carts, which were pulled up by the horses. So his father was going to his job with the carriage, and as the carriage moved farther and farther away, it was going away and away from home. Fainter and fainter means the sound of that carriage moving on the road was becoming lighter and lighter, because that vehicle was going very, very far away from the house. Now, in the evening, he came back home. She stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. So he used to come down, sit in the hall. Hall basically means the front room, the sitting room, drawing room. And she would come down quietly from the staircase when she heard that father was back from work, he was back at home. "Bring my tea into the drawing room," he would shout out loud. "Bring my tea in the drawing room. I would not have tea in the dining room, but I prefer having it in the drawing room," because he was very tired. "Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper is out there, and bring me my slippers." So he started giving order to his wife, and Kezia used to stand up on the stairs and listen and watch his father. Watch her father. "Kezia, mother, would you call to her?" Now Kezia would say, "Mother," would call to her. So mother used to call out loud, "Kezia, where are you? Come here. If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off your father's boots." So his father used to come. He was so tired, he was unable to take his shoes off. The boots are basically shoes, long shoes. Okay, maybe longer below the knees or till the knees. Then she used to say, "Come down, be a good girl. If you're a good girl, help father to take his boots off, because he's so tired." Slowly the girl would slip down the staircases. Okay, slip down means quietly come down, unwillingly, not happy, very frightened. She would come down, and she used to get inside the hall and push the door open of the drawing room. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. So what he used to do, by the time she used to enter the drawing room, he used to wear his specs, and then used to look over them at the girl, and she was so scared how her father was staring at her, okay, over the spectacles. So she was scared. "Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today?" Now, father used to say, "Come on, Kezia, come here quickly, take my shoes off and take them and put them out. Maybe they are dirty or smelling." So he used to tell, "Okay, take the shoes out." And then he asked, "Would you, were you a good girl today?" He asked her. So she used to stammer, unable to speak, so scared. I didn't know, father. So she said, "No, no, I don't know. I'm not sure." In the third paragraph, she never shuddered with other people. Means whenever she spoke to other people, she was very normal with her speech. She never stammered. But when it comes to her father, she lost words. So she was very scared. She never shuddered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father because she was trying so hard to say or to find words properly. "What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about?" Now, father looked at the girl, she is so scared, and he said, "You are looking so unhappy." She was not happy to see her father like other children. "Mother," he used to call to her wife, "Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide." So he used to say, "Why don't you teach this girl to be happy and smiling when I come? She always appeared as somebody is going to commit suicide." So that was his words, which were very loud and terrifying. "Here, Kezia, carry up, carry my teacup back to the table carefully." Now he drank tea and he said, "Come on, Kezia, come here." She kept the boots out. She came in. She stood in front of her father. And now father wants her to take the empty cup and put it carefully back on the table without breaking it. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. So to the little girl, the father seems to be huge and big, and his hands were big, his neck was big, especially his mouth when he opened his mouth and yawned. You know, yawning is like when you feel tired or sleepy, you open your mouth wide. That is what is called yawning. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Whenever she thought about her father or when she looked at him, oh my God, for her it was nothing less than a giant. Giant means a very huge, big man. Okay, whom everybody is actually scared of. So, boys and girls, let's read only till paragraph number 3. We'll continue with our next paragraph. And yes, I'm going to be also giving you a few question answers today itself. So, please write down in your fair copies, read them again and again, understand them up. And of course, you need to understand them up. Do not mug them up by heart. Understand and try to write in your own words, especially the spellings. Make sure you do not make mistakes. Anyway, thank you so much for sparing your precious time and listening to my video. Take care. Bye bye for now.